Hi everybody, it's Dan. Welcome to this week's Middle East Updates, the week of January 12th. And first things first, go to our website, holygroundexplorations.com, and make sure you access the Middle East Update link. Get the PDF PowerPoint, because there's no way that we're going to be able to cover all that material. We put it together for you. And so really over the next 4 or 5 minutes, I'm just going to highlight some things that you'll find in that PDF PowerPoint. This week we've covered the following things, and each one of these could take easily 20 minutes to talk about, but I'm going to let you read for yourself. You'll always see a section that's called This Week's Headlines. We'll talk a little bit next about Trump's peace plan that's been leaked. There was a terrorist event in Samaria, tragic. There's some articles about suggestions for the Palestinian Authority's capital if we actually do have a two-state solution. Some interesting stats from the IDF. Article about unrest in Iran. Once again, IDF has struck in Syria, an article on that. One last thing we'll talk about as we close today is an article on young evangelicals, and then we do our weekly quotes. This week we use Ben Shapiro as well as Oprah Winfrey. You want to take a look at that. And then at the very end, the last slide is always a promo for our upcoming Holy Ground trips. So what's up? What do we want to talk about right now? I want to talk a little bit about two things. One is Trump's sort of leaked peace plan has come out. The basic idea, and it's really outside of the box, you can read the article for yourself, but the basic idea is to shift the Palestinian state from the West Bank to the Gaza area with land swaps. Egypt giving up some, Israel giving up some, broadening the Sinai and making that area primarily the state of Palestine. Interesting. And then the West Bank, all of the settlements, in a sense, would be given back to Israel. I know I when I read this, I thought, too good to be true. Can this possibly ever happen? And just to keep somebody from getting a little hyper-sensational with all of this, one senior Palestinian official, when looking this over, made the comment on the conditions of anonymity is that Abbas would rather die with nothing than to live with such a plan as this. But if this is the basis that they'll begin to work from, I find it fascinating because, again, we've moved away from, quote, the Green Line in the 1967 borders. Now, this plan also calls for the involvement of the Jordanians, the Egyptians, and the Saudi Arabians. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what transpires and what takes place. And again, we've talked about the different articles. I kind of want to wrap this up with an article that I just saw today on young evangelicals. Let me read a portion of it. It says, a new study has some troubling news for Israel. It appears that older American Christians, or evangelicals, I should say, love Israel. But many of the younger evangelicals simply don't care. That's the summary of the study that was released last month by the Nashville-based evangelical research firm Lifeway Research. And I find this I hesitate saying this, but I find this for the most part to be true. That the older generation has cast their votes. Well, the newer generation, the millennials, are not necessarily anti, but at best ignorant and apathetic when it comes to Israel. In 2012, there appeared to be a notable decline in the support for Israel among young Christians. Now, KFIR, Christians United for Israel, they made the statement, and I'll leave you with this just to think about. They said that change was in part because millennial evangelicals are less likely to take the Bible literally. Evangelical support for Israel is often driven by theology. Once you're no longer bound to Israel through a literal interpretation of the Bible, that means you're in play. You can be pro-Palestinian, you can be pro-Israel, you can be anti-Zionist, you can be a Christian Zionist. It just widens the playing field. We need to get back to what does the Bible say. So that's one of the reasons why Holy Ground is so adamant about taking younger people to Israel. And I guess this is a plea for support, because one of the things that is obvious is that this 40 and under crowd don't have the same financial resources as the 60 and above crowd. And so many of these young evangelicals may always want or desire to go to Israel, but they just can't afford to go. And so we at Holy Ground are doing our best to raise support money, scholarships, not that we would give out 100%, but to try to ease some of the financial pain for those that would be interested in experiencing and seeing Israel through their own eyes. We think it is of the utmost importance. So please pray about that. And if you would like to support, we can guarantee that 100% of your support money for this will go just for those scholarships that I've talked about. Well, again, let me encourage you to go back through everything that we've presented for you this week. We do have an upcoming tour in February with our home church. We still have room for that. And if you'd like more information, we've got 5 or 6 tours for next year. They're all on our website. And our website, once again, is holygroundexplorations.com. With that, let me remind you to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and let me wish you God's shalom on your life. God bless you.